This is going to be the most insane video I've ever had on the channel. Macaroon here on the new Legends mode difficulty, crushing bases with the toughest attack strategy in the entire game, SUI clone LALO. So, we've got the King coming in, now obviously taking advantage of the hook tower in this attack, but don't worry, I've got a further 5 or 6 replays for you, and he's not going to be taking advantage of hook towers, just going to be crushing bases systematically with this beautiful attack strategy. Now, is this easy to learn? No. Would I recommend you use it? No. But it's going to be beautiful to watch. LALO for me, particularly SUI LALO, is the most watchable attack in the entire game, because look at this. This SUI dive here is going to remove the Town Hall. I don't even know how he does this, but he's got the Queen, now the Royal Champion, going to take down that Town Hall, and it's going to make the rest of this attack so easy. What a beautiful start to the attack. Now comes the LALO, and obviously defensive heroes are a worry, but we've got the skeleton spell, which is tanking for our head hunters. You're also going to see the insane value the Ice Hounds get on this particular base, but also lots of bases. We have the defensive Royal Champion, the other hero, and she's going to go down to our CC, or the Stone Slammer Inferno Dragons. By the way, look at this ice block here. Any second now. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Stopping everything on this base. It had air bows, which is quite unusual for Town Hall 17. And still, we're going to get, what is that? 3, 6, 7, 9 swag spells. 9. You just don't see this with any attack strategy in Legends League, because you use like 7 spells on your Royal Champion charge, but no Royal Champion charge needed in this attack. This is pure skill, and maybe skill's gonna make a comeback in Clash of Clans. Would love to see that, because this is just beautiful to watch. But enough of this attack. What are we gonna do in the next attack? We're gonna take down an Invis Tower base easily. Now let's break down the attack step by step so you understand what you need to do with this attack, just in case you're crazy enough to ever give it a go. Now with the SUI, aside from getting the worst Ice Golem value of all time, you want to do 2 main things. One, we're setting up pathing for our LALO. Now what do I mean by that? Well, you'll kind of see after this SUI, but you essentially want it so that when you start your LALO, your troops are going to go in one direction throughout the base, unless you deliberately try and misdirect them, and you'll see him do that later in this attack. And the other thing you want is value, obviously defensive value. Now you can go after specific anti-air targeting defenses, but for me, the highest value you can get is defensive heroes, and you can see we've got the defensive minion prince here, and the defensive RC here, and getting rid of 2 of the 3 air targeting heroes is a really good start to the attack. Gonna make the headhunters in the second half of the attack way easier. And now we're gonna activate the Invis Tower in the center with the Royal Champion. Look at that, Invis Tower goes off. Now you might think, well, he's gonna come in with the blimp for the Town Hall. No, 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 none of that. We're gonna come in with the Stone Slammer. But notice this, right? We've got the main push over here. We know it's the main push because it's got the Warden. Main push over here, but there is a separate LALO already started at the top side of the base, and you're going to see why that's important in a second. So the LALO's coming across, Icehound does a great job, Headhunter's trying to take down the defensive Queen, we freeze the Town Hall once, and look at this Expo, it's going to go down any second now. Perfectly timed. Then we pop that Warden ability. Now you might think, let's use the clone in the center of the base. No. We've already got enough troops in the center. You need to use the clone where your troops are dying out, but you desperately need that building to go down. Multi-Archer Tower here is a perfect example, because if you clone on top of where you've already got all your balloons already, what if a bunch of red air bombs strike your troops? Then they're just gonna all go down. And look at this. It doesn't look like we've got many balloons up, but we've got our entire Stone Slammer free. All of our CC troops, still a couple of troops around the base cleaning up. That's something that's really good with this army. You don't need much cleanup. You've got 3 Lava Hounds with the army, and just taking down really toxic bases. And honestly, how satisfying was that to watch? LALO's amazing, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope it comes back. In this attack, you're going to see yet again a crazy SUI. I mean, he is unreal at this, but you're also going to see the value of the clone, because I don't feel like that's been shown in this video yet. Admittedly, Macaroon did swag the clone spell in the first attack. Now, unfortunately, the king was definitely meant to go into here, but he stepped to the left. But you need to be a bit flexible in your SUIs anyway, and Macaroon's really good at that. Earthquake Boots gets amazing value, Spiky Ball less so, but we can't complain, and we're going to use the Royal Champion to essentially fill the hole in that the king would have anyway. Then her ability goes off, and look at this. Now she's using the Rocket Spear, to take down the center of the base. The queen puts a few shots on the Town Hall, and you forget this, the Town Hall's not super strong, and even the ranged defenses can't stop the action figure or the giant. And look at that. 38% with the SUI, and we didn't use Siege Machine or that many spells. Deal with the CC for free. It's on the outside of the base, so why not? I also can't believe he finishes off the rest of the base in 60 seconds. We use the regular Lava Hound first, Ice Hound second, Skeleton Spell and Headhunter directly on top of the defensive Royal Champion, and she goes down nice and easily. Yet again, we're starting the LALO on the right side nice and early. Now I'm going to pause it right here. We've got the funnel LALO coming in nice and early. That way these main troops stay only in the center of the base, and we can use the Warden ability to negate the Giga Bomb here. But there's one other group of troops, and that's this here. And you'll notice they're not in Warden range, but they need some support. And this is where the clone spell comes in, because have a look at all these traps here. So many traps, but the clone spell does an amazing job of spreading your troops out, and that means these red air bombs aren't getting as much value. If it weren't for that clone there, I'm pretty sure the core of that base would have stayed up, but thanks to the clone, it all goes down. And the crazy thing about this hit, and you didn't see it that well, by the way, Ice Hound go off. Oh, beautiful Ice Hound. The crazy thing about this hit is how long he was able to hang on to the Warden ability. He popped the Warden ability here after it had already been LALOing for 30 seconds. And the way you can do that is by bringing the Life Gem. It's just better than the Healing Tome. Healing Tome's nice only if you pop your Warden ability instantly, but if you need to hang on to it for any period of time, Life Gem is better. In this attack, I really want to break down the LALO, because Macaroon does lots of amazing little tricks here that you may not be aware of to get the 3 stars. So we're SUIing from the bottom side of the base here. You're going to notice this base has 2 central poison towers, multi-infernos, but also it's very hard to par their troops there. Don't worry, I'll break that down later. Now, he gets really unlucky with the SUI. Have a look at this skeleton trap. It actually pulls the Barbarian King the wrong way. The king was meant to go in here, get rid of the Fire Spitter and the defensive RC. Instead, he comes over to the right-hand side, which we definitely didn't need at all, but oh well, what can you do? Spiky Ball gets okay value, but it's more the Earthquake Boots opening up nicely, and we deal with the CC here really effectively. Phoenix on the king does really nice work to finish off the defensive Archer Queen, so at least we get rid of one air targeting hero, and even activating the Poison Tower, and yeah, this is kind of clutch from the Phoenix. Beautiful work. Now, let's have a look at the base. I'm going to break it down here. I'll try and be as quick as possible, but trust me, it is worth it. Now, if we start the LALO from this side, the troops are going to path around the base. They are never going to enter into the center of the base unless we do something like an early LALO, like you've seen on the last few attacks, to push the loons into the center. But this is how bases are set up. It's meant to be anti-funneling, so these defenses in the center never get targeted. So let's see how Macaroon takes this down. I will pause again in this replay. I'm so sorry, but trust me. I keep saying, but trust me. These attacks are amazing, and it's everything that's perfect and beautiful about LALO. So, few Coco Balloons in front of the Stone Slammer. Then we're going to use the Royal Champion in the very center of the base, because her ability, it doesn't matter how close or far it is, extremely ranged, and will be very easy to take that all down. Have a look at that Ice Hound. That is a beautiful Ice Hound, and the way he's able to do it is this is the only air defense left up on the base. So whichever angle you send the Lava Hound from, it's going to go in that direction and pull traps, or even, as you're going to see the second Lava Hound here, a Poison Tower. Beautiful stuff. And we've basically pulled every air trap on the base. Now, what about the LALO? Why didn't our Lava Hound come from over here? Because generally, I'll get rid of the last mark on the screen there. Generally, we've seen the Warden come in with our initial set of loons. Your Warden needs to go where your Headhunters are going, because your Headhunters require the Eternal Tome to function. And the defending minion prince is over here. And it's going to be quite hard to get him down. There's a defensive king in the area, there's a crusher mortar, and there's also a multi-inferno. So we use our Warden from the top side here because of the Headhunters, not to keep the balloons alive. Obviously that's going to happen, but it's all about the Headhunters. And look, we get the Headhunters in here. There's even a rage spell. They go after the defending minion prince. The early LALO has pushed our main loons into the center of the base again. And look at that. The defensive minion prince, who is a beast on the Legends mode, goes down. Somehow our royal champion is still alive. She didn't take down the entire core of the base, but that's fine. We use the skeleton spell on the defending royal champion. She goes down. This is not an overkill, but this was also a very difficult base for the army. Poison towers, 3 defensive heroes, well, 2 that he had to LALO through, and still he gets the job done. This is a seriously impressive attack. And if you ever need a guide on LALO, rewatch this replay over and over again. That is literally as good as it gets. Amazing work, Macaroon. This base is as toxic as it gets in Clash of Clans. We have a centralized town hall and double rage tower. Now don't worry, there is a hook tower here. That's not going to be taken advantage of with the king ability. Nice wall breaker here. I believe that was a free spell to help get that in. Then we pop the king ability. The earthquake boots and the spiky ball get so much defensive value. That was beautiful to watch. The hook tower does come into effect now, but obviously the king's not really gaining anything out of that. The queen here does step around the corner. I don't know if he wanted her to go in or not, but you're going to see yet again the royal champion can be used to fix all the problems with your SUI, because sending your king and queen straight into one compartment, they're not going to get insane value, right? Because the base is set up to stop it. But you can use the royal champion to basically fix any problem, because you see here, right? If the royal champion was not used to get rid of these 3 buildings, if we LALO from over here, sure, most of the loons will probably go this way as we want them to, but some are going to come back this way, and we don't want our loons splitting. Ever. Well, unless you decide you want that, in which case, you know, if you pull it off, you are a maestro or a mastermind, and if you don't, you look pretty stupid. So, skeleton spell to tank the monolith, just as you should, honestly. Stone Slammer coming across here. It's going to go straight after the monolith, and then we got the LALO on the top side. And look at how split these loons are. They're not all on the same building, so half of them go to the center, half of them go to the top side where, I mean, did you see that Ice Hound? I wish I showed it. Go back 10 seconds, because it should be on the top of your screen. The Ice Hound froze the entire Rage Tower section of the base. We save our Warden ability this late in the attack, and really at this point, there's not much the base can do. We haven't even used our clone spell yet. If I was Macaroon, I might even clone a Headhunter here. So the Ice Hound goes off yet again. We've got the skeleton spell tanking for everything. Any second now the Headhunter will come in. But even if it doesn't, we've got all these ice pups. You forget with the Ice Hound, you don't just get the benefit of the freeze effect. The ice pups are amazing. They don't do much damage, but slowing down defensive heroes is more than enough. Unfortunately, the Inferno Dragon, which is the ultimate hero killer, is lagging behind a little bit, but honestly, that doesn't matter. We get a crushing 3-star, but how about in the next attack, I show you a replay where he uses a log launcher. And if this isn't enough SUI LALO content for you, well, I've got some good news. Macaroon's got his own YouTube channel. He posts every couple of days, at least recently. But I know if you guys go and give him a lot of subscriptions, he's more likely to post. And I mean, there is nowhere better on YouTube currently to watch LALO content. This is going to be the final attack of the video, but don't worry, we saved a good one for last. So Baby Dragon to set a funnel for one side for the king and queen on the other. So we're extremely confident this time that the king's going to go where we want him to. Ice Golem unfortunately doesn't freeze the multi-gear tower here. Honestly, the Ice Golem ranges feel really slow. Feel very small compared to a few years ago. I don't know if something changed recently, but yeah, they feel super small. Doesn't matter though, King gets some really nice value, and we've already wall broke in for our Archer Queen. She's going to go in here and hopefully get rid of all this area of the base. But let's talk about pathing. We can get rid of all of this with the Archer Queen because we still got her ability. But then when we LALO from this side, this multi-inferno and ricochet cannon, even though the ricochet cannon's not going to shoot any of our balloons, it's still going to be annoying for pathing, and obviously the multi is going to be a pain. So why not take that down? We're going to use the log launcher here to get rid of the multi-inferno, then we're going to use the royal champion here to get rid of the monolith. And if we get rid of these three defenses, suddenly the pathing on the base doesn't really look so bad anymore. Now, obviously, by using the log launcher, we're not going to get as much value from our CC troops, which are balloons and inferno dragons, but it's worth it to just get rid of those couple of defenses. And now we're LALOing from the bottom side. Obviously, you don't want to risk it by leaving the town hall for last, particularly when you're using a strategy like SUI LALO in Legends League. We get a beautiful split on our balloons here. I believe that is some of the balloons from the CC, from our Stone Slammer, from the log launcher there, going through the center of the base. We use the clone spell yet again to save an area of the base where the loons would have gone down anyway. And I think that was honestly the difference between 3-starring here or not. And you're going to see the clones coming up to the top side, finishing off that, and these two Inferno Drags can finish off the Wizard Towers if the loons do not. Yet again, not a crushing 3-star, but a tough style of base. How awesome were these attacks though? Let me know down below what you thought of them. Make sure you go and subscribe to Macaroon's channel. I mean, he's the only player using LALO that I see, and he's not just using it for like content's sake. Like guys, he's using it because he's good at it, and he's using it every day. So respect to Macaroon. Thank you very much for these replays. Make sure you guys go smash that sub on Macaroon's channel, and if you're feeling it, mine too.